Lions news fan report, NFL free agency period has arrived, bringing with it some tough decisions for the Detroit Lions. One of the biggest surprises of this period was the departure of cornerback Carlton Davis, who did not renew his contract with the team and is now heading to the New York Jets. Losing a player of this caliber raises a major question. How will the Lions deal with this void in their secondary? Carlton Davis was a crucial piece in the Lions' defense. Signed in March last year, he quickly became one of the cornerstones of the defensive unit, bringing stability and experience to the secondary. In 2024, Davis played 13 games, recording 56 tackles, 11 passes defensed, and 2 interceptions. His ability to cover elite receivers and his physical presence in the passing game helped keep the Lions' defense competitive throughout the season. However, with the market opening, the Lions chose not to match offers from other teams, and the Jets did not hesitate to act. According to NFL sources, Davis' contract with the Jets is worth around $18 million per season, a price Detroit deemed too high to retain the player. The decision not to renew Davis's contract may have been financial, but it also raises doubts about the team's strategy for strengthening its defense. Davis's departure creates a void in the Lions' secondary. Although the team has young talents such as Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw Jr., losing an experienced veteran can be a difficult blow to overcome. The front office now needs to act quickly to find a replacement, whether through free agency or the draft. Meanwhile, the Jets celebrate the arrival of a player who could transform their defense. The New York franchise, which already has a solid defensive system under head coach Robert Saleh, now adds an aggressive and physically imposing cornerback. The combination of Davis and Sauce Gardner promises to form one of the best cornerback duos in the NFL, making the Jets' defense even more formidable. Davis' move to the Jets also raises questions about the impact on his playing style. In Detroit, he was one of the primary defenders and often faced top opposing receivers. In New York, he will have the advantage of sharing responsibilities with Gardner, which may allow him to play with even more freedom and aggressiveness. This could lead to an even more dominant performance with his new team. Behind the scenes, rumors suggest that Davis was already unhappy with the Lions' lack of a long-term commitment. Although he played a crucial role in the defense, the team's front office preferred to maintain financial flexibility rather than invest heavily in his renewal. This strategy may indicate that the Lions are prioritizing other areas of the roster, such as the defensive line or linebacker position. With Davis' departure, the Lions must now evaluate their options. The free agency market still has some quality cornerbacks, such as Byron Murphy Jr. and Kendall Fuller, who could fill the void left by the former Lions player. Another possibility is investing in a young talent in the draft, which would secure a long-term replacement, but would require time for development. Additionally, losing a player like Davis could impact leadership within the locker room. He was a veteran presence who helped mentor younger players and brought a competitive mindset to the group. Without him, the Lions will need to find other players who can take on that role and ensure the defense continues to evolve. The decision to let Davis go may have been controversial, but the Lions seem confident that they can build a strong defense without him. Now, the franchise's next moves will be crucial in ensuring that the secondary remains a strength of the team. Meanwhile, the Jets are further strengthening an already impressive roster. With one of the best defensive units in the league, the New York team appears to be building a playoff contending squad. Davis' arrival only reinforces that notion and puts even more pressure on AFC opponents. Now, Lions fans are eagerly awaiting to see what the team's next steps will be. Will the front office find a suitable replacement for Carlton Davis, or will his departure mark a setback for the team's defense? The next few weeks will be decisive for the Lions' future. Among the possible scenarios for the Lions, there is a chance of a defensive scheme more focused on pressure at the line of scrimmage, compensating for the absence of an elite cornerback with an aggressive pass rush. If they choose this strategy, investing in reinforcements for the defensive line could be a viable alternative. Another relevant question is how Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn will adjust his tactical approach in light of this significant change. With less security in coverage, it may be necessary to reshape coverage schemes to minimize the impact of Davis' loss. Glenn has already demonstrated creativity over the years and will have a significant challenge ahead. The 2025 draft could also be a great opportunity for Detroit. With a promising class of cornerbacks, the Lions could look for a young talent with the potential to take over the starting role in the short term. Players like Kool-Aid Mc and Nate Wiggins emerge as possible options within current projections. Moreover, the impact of Davis' departure is not limited to the field. Lions fans, who were already hopeful for a promising season, now question whether the team is making the right decisions to remain competitive. Criticism and pressure on social media have already begun to emerge. The Lions' defense was one of the team's strengths last season, and any change could directly affect the team's performance. It will be crucial for the front office to reinforce not only the secondary but the entire defensive system. Coaches will play a vital role in this transition process. Player adaptation to the new scheme could determine the success of the season, and the coaching staff must ensure that the team continues to evolve. Another important point is the chemistry among the defensive players. The absence of a leader, like Davis, could affect the group's cohesion and confidence, something the Lions will need to address in training and games. Additionally, the financial implications of Davis' departure could indicate a larger plan from the Lions front office. By not investing heavily in a single player, the team may be preparing for bigger acquisitions in the near future. This could mean targeting a major defensive free agent next season or accumulating resources for an impactful trade. Another relevant question is how Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn will adjust his tactical approach in light of this significant change. With less security in coverage, it may be necessary to reshape coverage schemes to minimize the impact of Davis' loss. Glenn has already demonstrated creativity over the years and will have a significant challenge ahead. The 2025 draft could also be a great opportunity for Detroit. With a promising class of cornerbacks, the Lions could look for a young talent with the potential to take over the starting role in the short term. Players like Kool-Aid McKinstry and Nate Wiggins emerge as possible options within current projections. Moreover, the impact of Davis' departure is not limited to the field. Lions fans, who were already hopeful for a promising season, now question whether the team is making the right decisions to remain competitive. Criticism and pressure on social media have already begun to emerge. The coming weeks will provide more clarity on the Lions' approach. Whether through signings, draft picks, or internal adjustments, the team will need to respond decisively to remain competitive in a highly contested NFC. Furthermore, team chemistry will play a crucial role in this transition. The ability of the remaining defensive players to step up and fill the leadership void left by Davis will be a key determinant of the team's success. Veterans on the roster will need to take on larger roles, ensuring the young secondary talent develops quickly and effectively. Ultimately, while Davis' departure is a significant loss, it also presents an opportunity for growth and adaptation. The Lions have the chance to redefine their defensive identity, making strategic moves that could potentially shape a stronger and more versatile unit moving forward. If you want to stay up to date on all the latest news and analysis about the Lions, subscribe to the Lions News Fan Report and turn on notifications.